House of Israel, welcome back to the channel. It's ACHI'KA. Hey, listen. Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy. Like, share, subscribe, click the little bell, and you'll get your notifications of when we get some new videos coming out. Also, I'd like to remind you that we do have a Hebrew class that we offer on Shabbats, and that is available to anyone who chooses to learn the language. Okay. Number one, I want to set the record straight. This channel is not a religious channel. That's why we only have, less than 100 views on a lot of videos. And that's the reason why we don't have thousands, because we're not religious. It finally came to me. I was like, I got good information here. Why isn't people liking this? Why aren't they looking at this? Because they weren't looking for something else. They're looking for an easy fix. And there is no easy fix. There is no quick instant oatmeal here. There is no Nestle quick chocolate milk. Okay, no Ovaltine for those of you who are old school like me. You can't mix up the chocolate and the milk and get it instant and be about your business. This is about people who are willing to do the work. You want chocolate milk, you got to grow the chocolate. You got to harvest it. You got to take care of it. You got to take it and you got to go through different processes. It's not the milk that you're going to get out of the store. It's the milk that you got to go buy the cow, take care of the cow, nourish the cow, feed the cow, get the grain, keep the land up. If you want chocolate milk with the Most High, you have to put in some work. Yah is tired of lazy people. Okay? This video is about making a choice. Okay? It's about choosing whether or not you're going to believe what the creator of the heavens and earth says versus someone else. And that could be anybody. Are you going to believe the words of Yeshua or Yahweh or whatever you want to call him? The person who has never been mentioned not one time by the creator. He never mentioned his name not one time. But he has mentioned the name of Koresh. He's mentioned the name of Nebuchadnezzar. He's mentioned the name of all different type of people, but he's never mentioned the name of Yeshua. Not one time. He calls Israel his son in the book of Exodus chapter 4, verse 22. He tells Pharaoh to tell him to let my son go. Otherwise, I'm going to kill your son. Same chapter. Just a verse down. This is not a religious channel, people. This is about making choices. Just like Moshe commanded the children of Israel, he says, listen, I'm going to set two ways before you today, life and death. It's yours. It's your choice. Ezekiel tells us the same thing. Yah says, I would have them choose life. I want them to choose life. I want the wicked to choose between that which is right and that which isn't. Do you understand why you're in exile right now? It's because our ancestors made a choice. They made a choice to abandon the Torah. They made a choice to go against what the Most High said. They made a choice to do everything that they want to do according to their own ways and their own desires, their own perspective. That's why we're here. And while we're here, Yah has given us enough time to make up our minds, to make a choice. Our father Abraham made a choice. Yah had asked him to come and walk and to go look out a land or seek out a land that I'm going to show to you. And he made the choice to do so. And we're going to have to make the same choice. Yitzchak made a choice if he was going to remember the Elohim of his father Abraham. And guess what? He did. Yaakov made a choice. He could either wrestled or gave up, and he didn't. He held on to the Malach that gave him his name Israel because he made a choice. He made a choice to hold on. He actually made a choice to do what his mother said, to go in and to receive the blessing because she told him to. She said, don't worry, let your curse, if it's a curse, let it be upon me, but do what I tell you. He made a choice. Esau made a choice when he sold his birthright. He decided that his birthright didn't mean anything to him but a bowl of lentils. Lentil soup. He chose soup over his birthright. Like a lot of us have done. It's a choice. It's a choice. In Sodom and Gomorrah, there was a choice that was made with Lot's wife. Don't turn around. Follow the instructions and you'll live. She made a choice. No one forced her hand. There's a choice that was made by the individual that was with Joshua. They went out to war and they defeated someone, and he says, don't take anything. Don't take any clothing. Don't take any gold or silver. Let it all be burned up. Made a choice. Kept it. Got him and his family killed because of the decision that they made. He made. Karak, Moshe's cousin, made a choice. He didn't like the fact that Yah had decided to call Aharon and his sons to be the priests, and he wanted the priesthood. He made a choice. Him and his family members. Abiram and Dathan made a choice when they decided to stay in their tents and make accusations against the Most High. And the people that were around those tents had to make a decision and a choice to either stay around those tents when they fall on the earth or move yourself away from it. Listen, people, we have to make a choice. They made a choice when they were in the wilderness to go out and pick up the manna 6 days a week and pick up a double portion on the 6th day and don't get any on the 7th day. They made a choice. They made a choice. Do you understand what I'm telling you today? When they invaded Jericho and the woman who had a brothel, Rachav, she made a choice to want to be saved, to put that crimson cloth outside of her window for her and her family. They made a choice. When the children of Israel were in Egypt, they had to make a choice if they was going to get the lamb on the 10th day and keep it until the 14th day and cut its throat and put its blood on the doorpost. They made a choice. Pharaoh made a choice. All the different times, he's the one who made the choice. He did. Yah gave him what he wanted. He wanted to be stubborn. He wanted to be bullheaded and didn't want to send the children of Israel away. He made a choice to have his whole entire country destroyed because of his pride of letting the children of Israel go. I know I'm jumping all over the area, but I still want to give you the idea in the concept of what a choice means. There was a choice that was made with the midwives that were instructed to kill the sons of Israel. But they made a choice not to do that, and Yah blessed them. They made a choice. Pharaoh's daughter made a choice when she saw Moshe in the Nile River to whether keep him or kill him. She made a choice. Oh, you better hear what I'm saying to you. You better hear it. There's a choice that has to be made. That's why Yah sits two ways before us, the one of life and death. Let me rewind the tape and bring you back a little bit further. There was a choice that was made in the Garden of Eden. Adam and his wife made a choice. They chose to die. Don't you understand that? If it began that way, the beginning is the end. It's always going to be your choice. You can choose to follow Yah, or you can choose not to. You can choose to believe that someone else died for your sins when Yah says that no one's going to die for any man's sin. That's your choice. You can choose to believe that somebody that was righteous is going to die for the wicked and the innocent is going to be put to death and the wicked get to walk free. That's your choice to believe that. Yah does not take away our choice. There's a choice to be made. Do you understand what I'm telling you? Pharaoh's army had a choice. They didn't have to chase the children of Israel into the Red Sea, but they made a choice. They made a decision to go inside. And as a result of that, they died. The wicked man has to make a decision and make a choice between his ways and Yah's ways. It's right there in Isaiah 55. My ways are not your ways and my thoughts are not your thoughts. Yah's talking to the wicked. My ways are as high, as above as the sky, and the heavens above. And so are my ways past your ways. But what is his desire is that men would turn and make a decision to live. This is not a religious decision. This is your own choosing. You can choose life or death. It's up to you. You can choose who you're going to believe and who you're not going to believe. You can believe Paul when he says you don't have to be circumcised. In the book of Corinthians, chapter number 7, verse 17. Or you can believe what Yah says in Genesis chapter 17, verse 7. That says that's an eternal covenant. I don't know if I had an epiphany today or something has overcome me. I don't understand why I'm saying these things, except for the fact that I realize and I recognize, and I'm not stupid enough to think that people don't know what they're doing. You would like to think because they're old that they don't know? When has wickedness have an age on it? You're not wicked when you hit 100? You're only righteous when you're 2? What is it? Who makes these parameters and define these understandings and this wisdom that we have? Who gives it to us? Has Yah said? Isn't that the question that's asked in the garden? Has Yah said? They want you to make a decision. And Yah will not allow you not to make that decision. He sent us here in exile to see whether or not you and I was going to make a decision. What choice are you and I going to make when we're in the land of our oppressors? Are we going to believe that the Shabbat is on Sunday? Are you going to believe that you can eat the body and drink the blood of a man and believe that he died so you could be set free from your sins when you don't even know what sin is? They define sin for you. Oh, it's the transgression of the law. It's not the transgression of the law, people. Did you know bodily functions like semen or having a bowel movement or being unclean or having a vaginal discharge is unclean and is considered sin in front of the Holy One of Israel? Because he's not a human being. I don't know how many times he has to say it. I'm not a man. Don't you get it? I'm not a man. He says it right there in Numbers 23:19. But guess what? Even though he said it, you still have a choice to either accept it or deny it. You got to make a decision. Time is running out, people. Time is running out. Am I going to believe or am I going to do what Yah says? See, Christianity is about belief. It's about instant oatmeal. It's about the chocolate milk that I mentioned. It's instant. You don't have to worry about nothing. All you got to say is these few words and you saved. Then you go on and continue the sinful, dirty, filthy, unset apart life and eating all the trash and the garbage that the Most High told you not to eat. You can still continue to worship the God that your fathers never known. So this idea, your fathers rejoice to see my day, they never saw his day. Show me. Show me the day that Abraham saw Yeshua. Show it to me. Oh, it's right there in Genesis, chapter number 18. No, it's not. He's not mentioned not one time. But that's your choice. That's not my choice. And I'm not going to make it for you. Because the bottom line is this, people. It's unfair for any person to take that right away from you. So if I ever came across in my teachings where I'm trying to convince you of something, please, I ask for your forgiveness today. I really do. Honestly, I don't want you to believe anything I'm telling you. You got to learn this for yourself. You got to accept this for yourself. Because at the end of the day, it's going to be on you. And it ain't going to be on me. That's the bottom line. Every man is going to have to give an account for his own manner of life and conduct. I don't care what nobody tells you. This is what it says. You can believe it or you don't have to believe it. You can choose not to believe it. People believe what they want to believe. You understand what I'm saying to you? People believe what they want to believe. Yah said I called, but they didn't answer. So somebody's lying. Well, Yah has only called a certain group of people and only anointed. No. Only the elect. That's never mentioned at all. The elect idea of the 144,000, show it to me in the Torah. Show it to me in the prophets. Show it to me in the writings. Show it to me in the Psalms. Show it to me in the Proverbs. Show it to me. You will never find 144,000 of nothing. Now, you might find 185,000 who were killed from the Assyrian army by Yah, but you'll never find 144,000 of nobody. But that's not for me to tell you. That's for you to search it out for yourself. This channel is about choice. You can choose to like, share, and subscribe. I'm not here to tell you to do that. That's something that you should do. That's something, if you really believe that this is being helpful and resourceful to you, you would pass it on to people. But I guess what I do know, you have done that. And the reason why no one's accepting it is simply because they made a choice. Period. And we can't be mad at people because of their choices. If your family chooses death, they choose death. Has nothing to do with you. You know, if my ancestors died and they won't be forgiven because they had a hard heart and they didn't want to go and follow the ways of Yah, guess what? That's on them. I didn't create them. I didn't make them. I didn't instruct them. I didn't feed them. I didn't take care of them. They're not my creation. I have nothing to do with what they're talking about. Matter of fact, I can't even tell my own kids what decisions to make. I can encourage them, just like Yah encourages us. But that's it. That's all. That's all I can do. I can give them the information, and they're going to have to do what they got to do with it themselves. We can't force people to believe what we believe. We can't force people to do what we do. It's for you to do. Because at the end of the day, the Most High says that there was people that were discussing him and remembering him. And they had fear towards him. And they were talking to each other. And Yahweh heard what they said. And he listened. And he wrote a book of remembrance of them before him, before his face. And he said, these people belong to me. Just like when the day that I make up my jewels and my treasures, I'm going to spare them like a man that spareth his own son that serves him. Then you're going to see the difference between those who serve me and those who didn't. You're going to see a difference between the righteous and the wicked. So it's not for us to determine, it's for Yah to determine. Okay, but we know this, that the righteous are the ones who follow the Torah according to the Torah. The righteous are not ones that believe things, because anybody can believe anything. The righteous are those who do what Yah says. The ones who keep the laws and statutes and commandments. And you can find that in Deuteronomy chapter number 6, verse 25, if I'm not mistaken. He says, if you do the things that I'm telling you, should be righteousness unto you. But nobody knows that. And guess what? They don't care. That's what you don't understand. People don't care about their own souls. So if they don't care about their own soul, why do you care so much about their soul more than they do? Why are we around here trying to do missionary work, trying to get people saved, trying to stop them? I think it's because we have a heart after Yah, because Yah's desire is that none would perish. He said, I don't want the wicked to perish. I don't take any joy in that. But he does say you better tell them this, that if they don't turn from their wickedness, you're going to die. You're going to die, wicked person. You're going to die. So they can read that and still ignore it. Doesn't matter. So what is this all about then? What is this all about? What are we doing? What is this journey about? And what it's about, what I find for myself, and I'll just speak for myself. This journey for me has been defined as one of wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. I want to know, and that's what caused me to know this truth. I wanted to know what was true and what was not true. I wanted to know whether or not what I was doing was right and if it was wrong. I wanted to know that for myself. I didn't want anybody to tell it to me. I've heard enough preachers. I heard, T.D. Jakes. I heard Creflo Dollars. I heard the Joel Osteens. I've heard the Charles Stanleys. I've heard them all. And I've heard my peers, the people around me. And everybody said the same thing. All you need to do is believe. They never told me that I should go study and find out whether or not my understanding of sacrifice was correct. I just took what they said. I took what they said for what it was. I put more emphasis on what they said versus what I sought out for myself. So my mistake is that I trusted other people. And I put my guard down because I thought everybody loved me because God is love, right? So I thought surely these people wouldn't lie to me. Surely they fear God. And what I found out is that the fear of Yah is the beginning of knowledge and wisdom of the Holy One. And fools despise wisdom and instruction. That's what I found out. That the beginning of knowledge and wisdom is to fear Yah. And I fear him. And the same root in the Hebrew word for fear is Torah. You fear Yah, you're going to look at him and you're going to take him at his word. And you're going to do what he asks you to do because he's the creator of the heavens and the earth. If he says that there's no one but him, then guess what? There's no one else but him. If he says that I know of no other, and that I'm your Savior, I believe Yah, that there is no other and that he's the only one. If he tells me that I took you out of the land of Israel, or out of the land of Egypt, and I broke your bondage and slavery so you can serve me and worship me and me alone, that's included in my 10 words that I told you in Exodus 20, that you don't worship and fall down to any representation of anything that's in the sky above, on the earth below, or that which is underneath the water, or anything that crawls upon the ground. And don't make any representation of anything, whether it's a human being, male or female, star, moon, sun, nothing. Creeping thing, nothing. Because you can't compare no one to me. There's no one or nothing that can ever compare to me. And don't let your stupid human heart and mind make you believe that anything or anyone will ever be me, including a human being. That's arrogance and it's stupidity, and Yah's going to kill you. Because that's what he says. Because there is no one but him. Do not call on the name of any other Elohim. Don't even let their names come past your lips. That's what he says in the book of Exodus. You got to do it for yourself. That's what you have to do. You can run around and say you have the Spirit of God all you want to, and you're ready to do miracles that you have not done yet. You think Yah's with you because you got a job? Okay. Yeah, he blessed me. I got a job. Oh boy, we got a lot to learn, don't we? Anyway, I say shalom, shalom to you. I say shalom meaning behold. I say shalom, understand we're going to be paid back for everything that we did. That's why we're here. We have a time of punishment that has to be paid for. And that's in the book of Leviticus, chapter number 26, verse 40. It's plain and simple, people. Plain and simple. But, again, it's your choice. It's not mine. Shalom, shalom.